So you're new to swimming pools, you have some very basic questions, but you find that the basic tutorials are maybe not quite basic enough. So I'm calling this swimming pool school level -1. Let's get started with some very, very basic questions about swimming pools. And there's no judgment here. Everybody learns at different points. This might be the first time that you've ever had a swimming pool or ever needed to interact with one. You just don't know what the heck is going on. I have no judgment. I want to help you. So the first thing that I want to address is which is the pump and which is the filter. It's important. Every pool has a pump and every pool has a filter. They are distinctly different and they do different things. And it would serve you well to learn the difference between them because it's very easy to do so. And that will serve you well as you seek help or assistance or you're just speaking with a service technician or somebody like that. You won't be able to get the help you're looking for to a satisfactory degree if you can't explain what you're looking for help with. So, pump and filter. The pump is low to the ground. It's small. It has an electric motor on it, so there's an electrical cord attached to it. There's a lid, you can see water moving around through it. That is the pump. It comes first. Next is the filter, and it's easy to identify because it's a giant tank. It's like a big garbage can. Sometimes they're huge, sometimes they're not that big, but it's way bigger than the pump. It's tall. That's your filter. So that's the first basic question. Here's a question that new pool owners have all the time. How do you actually add chemicals to the pool? Like you've read all about like, oh yeah, adjusting pH and chlorine and this and that, but like how do they physically get in the pool? And how much am I supposed to add in? And all of those questions are answered in the exact same way. The answer is you read the label. Absolutely no pool chemicals are being sold without, instructions on the label on how to use them. And it would be dangerous for me to say, "Oh, you just add those because you pour them in, in front of a deep end return." Well, that might work for something like liquid chlorine perhaps, but it's not going to work for other things, and I certainly wouldn't want you to do something dangerous. And that's why the answer is always just read the label because all of them have that information readily available on how much you're supposed to use and specifically how you're supposed to add it to the swimming pool. An uncommon question, but a question that some people have. Can you run a swimming pool pump like all the time, 24 hours a day? Is it safe to do that? Is it going to burn up, light on fire? Well, it's not going to do that. In a worst case scenario, it's going to cost you a bunch of money. Single speed pumps commonly don't run 24 hours a day just because it costs a lot to do so. Some people elect to do so, they don't notice the cost, but ultimately it is there. It is fairly expensive to do so. It doesn't hurt the pump. It is a continuous duty motor. It's able to do that safely. A variable speed swimming pool pump, which are more and more common these days, not only can run 24 hours a day, optimally should run 24 hours a day. So definitely no problem there at all. Since we're talking about running this pool pump, is it safe for people to swim in the pool while the pump is running? Some pool owners might be surprised to know that this question gets asked fairly commonly. And the answer is that I have to put a big asterisk next to yes, it is safe to do that. And the asterisk says it can be safe. It's supposed to be safe. But I don't know your pool. I don't know your situation. Maybe it's a hodgepodge mess of things that are just Frankenstein together and it's terribly dangerous. So you should definitely turn it off when people are swimming. But that's not how swimming pools are supposed to be. And when they're done properly, it is safe to be running the pump when people are swimming in the pool. Here's one of these weird questions. So I have a pool. It's clean. It looks good. There's nothing wrong with it. Do I still need to vacuum it anyway? Is that a thing? And it's not really, you don't need to vacuum it, but it would be a great idea to brush down the walls and floor. That applies to clean pools as well as dirty pools. Something like maybe once per week, brush down the walls and floor of your pool. Here's a question with a surprising answer. Can pools be made to be automatic? Like set it and forget it. I'm not big into this pool chemistry or filter maintenance business. Like what can I do? How much is it going to cost me? And the unfortunate answer is well, a lot of money, but it's probably still not going to do what you want it to do. You're not going to achieve that fully hands-off system with swimming pools yet at the residential level. And if you do, again, there's an asterisk because It's not, again, fully hands off. There still needs to be human intervention, manual testing, and you don't add, let's say, chlorine to the pool anymore or acid to the pool to adjust the pH. But I mean, now the system does. Somebody needs to add the acid to the system, like to the acid storage tank, so it can pump into the system when it's needed. So you're still involved with the pool maintenance. It's not just press a button and forget about it. The press the button and forget about it is the swimming pool maintenance and service technician. You hire a service professional to take care of your pool for you. It's big business in the pool industry. It's a huge part of how many swimming pool professionals earn their living. And it's the easy mode. If you just want to swim and you really don't want to worry about all that other stuff, it's not even that expensive because it's one of these industries that has very tight margins. It's very competitive. There's always somebody out there who's willing to do it for a dollar less. So it kind of just keeps the prices down and honestly lower than they should be in a lot of areas. So it is a relatively affordable service. Most pool maintenance companies would offer service package levels with different amounts that they'll come to your house. If you have like a pool with not a lot of leaves and overhanging trees and things like that, you probably don't need their most robust service package. Again, it's pretty affordable if you want to just set it and forget it. Consider hiring a pool professional to manage your pool for you. Okay, so since we're talking about managing the pool and maybe you're not going to hire somebody, you're just going to take care of it yourself because money doesn't grow on trees. Here's a question. Can I just add the chemicals into the skimmer? Like, I mean, it's so convenient and it looks like it's purpose made to just pour some chemicals in there. They disappear. Obviously, they're going to diffuse well into the pool because, the pump is going to like make all that happen. And that's what you want, right? Because when you pour chemicals in the pool, sometimes they sink to the bottom and other problems like that. And it seems like pouring them in the skimmer is such a great idea. It is not a great idea. And sadly, you'll find people who will try to endorse to you, oh, I've been, putting chlorine in my skimmer for 30 years and everything's fine. And I strongly disagree with that on a professional level, just from my personal and professional experiences. I don't feel like there's a good faith argument to do so. It does compromise the longevity of your pool equipment. It creates a potentially hazardous environment with very high chlorine levels and concentrated chlorine gas. And I just don't want you to do it. It's not good for your pool. Don't seek advice from people to the contrary because you will find it. You'll find plenty of people that say, "Oh, no, it's fine. I do it. It's totally fine. It's not a problem." It won't be a problem immediately. It won't be immediately apparent what's caused the problems when you have them usually. But rest assured that adding pool chemicals into your pool skimmer just across the board is a bad idea. I hope you found Pool School Level -1 to be helpful. I have a ton of great videos on this YouTube channel. If you like this video and you subscribe, you'll be sure to see the latest content as it comes out, and you can go through my content library with over 1,000 videos talking about swimming pools and spas.